As the German investigator took the charge of case, a disappearance or murder of two people, and that shocked the nation of Iceland, and suddenly all these culprits were behind bar, and they served their sentence, and but the story didn't end there, and the still case is unsolved. What a beautiful day to begin with. Thank you so much for being with us, and today I'm going to review an unsolved mystery from the tiny and peaceful country Iceland, out of thin air. So the case is all about a person who doesn't look, because he has features that are from other countries. So suddenly, because he has a relationship with the local girl, and all the people were pointing at him that maybe he could be the person who had done this, and suddenly there were disappearance of two people, and they have never found their bodies, or they have never found any kind of clue or whatsoever happened with them. But as the news spread like a wildfire, it shocked the entire nation, and they really wanted to know what really happened. And thus, the interrogation or investigation started. But it didn't end well, and it took 1 or 2 years and a long time that the things were not in control. And suddenly, this German investigator came, and thus the different kind of investigation started. Hours of, and days and different kind of torture that happened, and let the people come out with the statement that they have done it, and they reenacted what really happened. So what really came out of this was totally a strange, because they all committed that they have done this, and the girl, the people, and all those, and they started playing mind games with all those people who were associated with each other, and they made them believe that yes, you are the ones who have done this. So they were given a long jail term. Also, things were very bad for the girl. Also, she was pregnant and she has to look at the baby. So there were many mind games that they really wanted to play during the interrogation, and thus things were not what really seems. And after all this time, there were some clues that were left there, and now all those people who were behind bars and served their jail term, they all got their kids there, and now they are all grown up also. So, and some even fled to different country to start their new life. But if sometimes your inner peace is not letting you sleep nicely, you are always there, you always wanted to go back there where you wanted to get the justice, because what had happened was not your mistake. It was the system that really made you believe that you have to accept this so that the things will settle, and thus this documentary began. So they wanted to find out who were those guys, those who got disappeared, what and how these people are changing their stories and telling that, and they are coming out and they are reenacting that one that they really committed this way. So they were doctored that you have to say this. There are a lot of things you really need to watch in this documentary, and especially it's more important that you could see at the end note also all those people from the authorities, they didn't took part in this documentary. So now you can understand that they served the wrong sentence, and the case has never been solved. What happened that night, where those guys were gone, what happened to their bodies, and what are the, so there are plenty of things that you have to watch it in. So the most important thing is the diary of one inmate who was there, and then during that time he wrote everything, and thus this diary went to another person, an Icelandic working in maybe UK, and thus he read the diary and then found out there are some details. You have to watch it also. They just made it like a summary of what they really want to say, and thus they found out that this case really needs to be re-investigated, that how come these people were all telling the different tales, and thus they are also saying that they were the part of this. And at the end of the day, when they served their sentence, they came out and they are saying that the justice system was totally different, because they just said it. The most important thing was why, when, where, why they did this comment, when and where. So there are no evidences, also circumstantial evidences or anything, nothing. So how come they just give them a sentence? Because they just wanted to wrap up all this case so that people will keep themselves at peace, because there was a panic in the society. There was a peaceful society, and suddenly they hear this news. So you have to watch it by yourself, why the justice system failed at that time. Until date, there is no justice for them. Then there are some people who already died, but things are not what it seems now. So thank you so much for bearing me, and I hope you really enjoy this. But there is another documentary about another country where the case is still unsolved. So I will just watch that one and review it again. Thank you so much. Take care, love, and stay safe. Bye bye.